Alright guys, what's going on? We're back here with another Dokkan video. So today we are looking at the Easy Aid AGL cell. So this is a transforming cell, right? So he starts off in his first form, and then he'll go into second, then perfect, and then he also has a rage ability where he can go into his rage form for one turn. So looking at this cell, so he is an Android Cell Slugga or Power Absorption category lead with that additional buff going to androids. So starting off in his first form, he gets Ki +1, attack and defense up by 250, high chance of evading enemy attack. Then when he's attacking with 12 or more Ki, he gets another additional 170% attack and defense. When he's facing 2 or more enemies, he gets attack and defense up by 80, and chance to perform a critical hit and chance to evade up by 18. Then when he's facing 3 or more, he gets additional attack plus 70, attack and defense plus 70, and chance of crit and evading up by another 17. Then when HP is 50% or more, he gets another Ki +2, launches an additional attack that's a high chance of becoming a super attack, and damage reduction rate, chance to perform a critical hit, and chance of evading goes up by 17%. Right, so the more health he has, the more enemies he's fighting, the better he's going to have more and more of these buffs going for him. Then from his third turn, or from the third turn from start of battle, he's going to absorb Android 17, go into his second form. So his second form, he's going to get Ki +2, attack and defense up by 280. He's got guard. Then his damage reduction, crit, and evading chance go up by 17%, just straight out of the gate. Right, he doesn't have to have those additional factors. He just has that. Then when he's attacking 12 or more Ki, attack and defense up by 180. When he's facing 2 or more enemies, his attack and defense go up by another 120. His chance to perform a critical hit and dodge go up by another 18%. And then when his HP is 50% or more, he gets an additional Ki +1, launches an additional attack with a high chance of becoming a super. And then damage reduction, chance to perform a critical hit, and chance of evading the enemy attack goes up by 18%. Then on the next turn, he absorbs Android 18, goes into his perfect form. So his perfect form is the one we're really going to want to see. This dude, I think, is going to be a monster, especially run next to the new cell. So he's getting Ki +3, attack and defense up by 400%. Then damage reduction, chance to crit, and chance to dodge up by 35, and that's just his base stats. That's pretty good, I think. On paper, it looks pretty good. Then for 3 turns, he has guard. It kind of stinks that he doesn't just have guard, but he's only got it for 3 turns. Then when attacking 12 more Ki, he gets additional attack and defense up by 180. And with HP is 50% or more, he launches initial super attack or lets additional attack with a great chance of becoming a super attack. And his chance to crit and dodge go up by 35%. Right? Whereas the other one was going up by 18, this is going up by 35. Then he has that rage skill that he can activate when he's 50% or less HP and facing one enemy. So his rage, right, base, Ki +3, attack up by 200, and he crits guaranteed. Right, so looking at his super, yeah, so he's greatly stacking attack, greatly raising defense, greatly raise attack, greatly raise defense. Okay, so it looks like he stacks attack like all the way up, which is really good for this form. And then if you get the rage off and his attack is built up and he crits, he's going to be hitting hard, like real hard. So I'm really interested to see how this guy is. We did the video for the Goku Gohan, and they're really good. A couple little areas that I think they could have improved on, or you know, maybe it's skill issue. I don't know, but I think there's areas that you can improve on for him. But I do want to see how this cell does. Since the STR cell does do better against tournament participants, we're going to be running through the Universe 6 fight here, and then probably through the Universal Survival Saga fight, just so we make sure that he's getting love that he needs.
I'm studying martial arts tournaments, the Cell Game. I welcome any and all who think they can beat me. If you dare.
If you dare. It's just so damn cool. Okay, so let's see. So he locked Cell in that second spot, which is fine. Oh, let me click all that, which is fine. There's no attacks coming in the front, so we're gonna have this Cell stay up front for us. Pick these up. I didn't even pick up that many. Let's grab that for her. So I brought the 18 along because she is a tournament participant category support. I think does she support androids as well? I don't know. I'd have to look at her kit again. But she's gonna at least help buff up the STR. Damn, dude, he's just dodging and weaving. Yeah, he's got that high chance to evade. He's sure as shit showing it. So with his SDR cell here, though, we do want him to die. We want him to be the one to get hit and die. Whether it happens right away or whether it happens later on, we'll find out. But hopefully, if something were to happen, he's the one that takes that hit. But I do want to try to move through as quick as we can and try to get this cell, this AGL cell, up to his perfect form. So he's going to stay in this form now for at least the next rotation as well, because he did show up in the first. Ooh, yeah, okay. So, because he showed up in the first turn, right, he absorbs Android 17 from the third turn from the start of battle. Well, actually, no, so that'll be next turn. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we'll pick those up for you. We will, actually, before we go above the HP threshold, let's go ahead and use this.
I suppose that was a good enough warm-up.
Yeah, so with that, he gets an additional Ki +2 and attack and defense up by 35 for the rest of the battle, right? So that can be activated from the his fourth turn, or when your HP is 70% or less. So we almost kind of screwed that up by picking up those orbs so quickly. Trying to avoid getting too many because I want this guy to get a bunch of rainbow orbs. So we'll do that. And this cell should be fine. Holy, 32 million. So I wondered too about putting him, putting the AGL cell next to this cell, how he would do. Probably really good. Yeah, so this is definitely the best scenario, having an AGL cell in that first rotation, right? So him being able to absorb 17 and turn 3 means that the next time he comes around, turn 5, he's going to go perfect, and we'll have him have exactly what we want. Let's see. Go ahead and grab those. I'm still keeping that cell in the second slot because I want a chance for him to get hit and to die. All right, so okay, so just one super there. But yeah, so the second form is pretty good. He's, you know, he's still not getting some of the stuff that we want from him because he's not facing multiple enemies, but all in all, I mean, he's super good. Yeah, we didn't get lucky either with that additional super that he could have done, but it's all good, though. We just need to make sure Kid Buu does not die back in there. We really need, I'll say it, I'll jump on the train. We need an LR Kid Buu. I'm sick of the disrespect for my boy here, my bubblegum boy. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, he's fine. What am I worried about? Okay, so... do we want him there? I'm wondering if I want the other one to be the one to take the hit to die, because he'll be with that perfect cell on rotation with him. So yeah, I think that's what we want. So we're gonna do, we'll pick those up for you. Grab those, and 18 can have those. Yeah, he wasn't super in there anyway, so it wouldn't matter. Yeah, so my cell, I think this friend one, was he 70% or was he rainbowed? I didn't look. But my cell's only 55%. My STR cell, the new one, he's only 55% because the summons were god awful, but it is what it is. I mean, the AGL cell's what we're here for this showcase, so I want to see what he does. And I think he might even be, from what I've heard and what I've seen from other people and what they're talking about, this AGL cell might be even better than the new STR one. So... here he is, Big Daddy himself. Okay, so we'll go ahead. We've already seen this, so we'll go ahead and turn these off. Okay, so now we've got perfect cell out. So he does have key +3. He's got attack and defense 400%. And damage reduction, crit, and his chance to dodge is 35%, which is, that's crazy just base stats. And then for the first 3 turns, he's got guard. And as long as we can keep his HP up above 50, he's getting an additional chance to super and chance of crit and dodge up by another 35, which... dude, that's nuts. So we're gonna do that. Grab those with you. And we'll pick those up for the Buhan back there. Yeah, so there's no attacks up here. 36 million. Holy sh... 38. Okay, so no crits on there. So we had 35% chance to crit, and we did not do it. Yeah, there were no attacks up there, so we didn't get to see how he takes any of these hits. I mean, we've gotten pretty... the way things have fallen, I mean, so first form cell basically dodged all the attacks aimed at him. Second form didn't have any aimed at him. And then this guy didn't have any aimed at him, so... I mean, maybe we're just getting a little lucky with the way that the enemy's attacking here. Alright, so that goes away, but then comes right back in thanks to the second cell. Yeah, so this cell arena is gonna be crucial for this team because this actually boosts all tournament participants' attack and defense 15%, and androids or android cell saga another 15%. So go ahead and pick that. I'm not really worried about this form of Kaba. It's the Super Saiyan form that can get you if you're not careful. Learn from experience. Learn from experience. But I'm not worried about these guys. I think they'll be fine. Kid Buu should be fine. Even if he gets supered, I think he'll be alright. I do want to get to try to get the rage form in this video, but I mean, we got to get our HP down quite a bit if we want to get it in this fight. So yeah, I mean, if Kid Buu gets hit decently hard enough but doesn't die, we might be able to get it off, but if not, it'll have to be in another fight. Yeah, no. Alright, so Super Saiyan Kaba's coming out. Oh, I forgot he fully heals. What a loser. Okay, so this might be... So, do we want to try to test out how good this cell is in that first slot? This is his third turn. So he's still got his guard. So he's got damage reduction, 35. And he's got a chance to dodge. He's got a pretty high chance to dodge. Because he's got it in his base stat, 35. His HP's above 50, so he's got another 35. Yeah, I mean, this is a showcase for him, right? Not a showcase for the STR cell. We had that already. So, let's put him in harm's way. I want to see what happens here. Super right out the gate and dodge. Nice. Okay, dodge. Another dodge. And 37 mil. There's the crit. 25 mil crit. Third super. Oh. Yeah, so this form of him, whereas the other ones were stacking attack, this guy's not. So this final form isn't, right? So he's going to get, you try to get as many supers off as you can in the first two forms. This one doesn't look like he stacks, right? So he greatly rates attack and defense for one turn. So, yeah, the stacking ends, but he's hitting pretty hard, as you can tell. Now I guess we'll just see if we can survive the next turn and come back to this and maybe finish him off with that cell. Maybe we put him there. Let's see if he's gonna super. You're not gonna super, are you? You dirty mother. It's always when I want it to happen. It's when it doesn't, but that's the way this game goes, man. This game's RNG, all RNG based. You know, you get lucky when you don't want to get lucky, and you get Cucked. When you don't want to get cucked. Alright, Buhan, you gonna finish him off? Nope. Yeah, okay, yeah, he finished him. Alright, so we're not gonna be able to see Cell do one more, but that's alright. Oh, actually, we are. There's another phase. I always forget about hit. I don't know why I think Vegeta's always ends at Kaba when it ends at hit. Okay, so now we aren't able to dodge. There's no dodging. And our guard is gone. So putting him in the first slot's probably not the best choice. So I think we'll put this here so that maybe he can die and revive. And then we just pray we can survive the next turn and come back to see the Cell do some more damage.
Same trick twice.
Okay, so now that a revive has been activated, this Cell, the one that did not revive, has 30% damage reduction when receiving a super attack. But he doesn't get the perk of his revival activating, which is an additional damage reduction 15% and guard, right? So he's still very much able to die. So I think we're gonna put this guy here, and we want to grab as many of these rainbow keysters as we can. So what's that? 4 looks like the most, so we'll pick up those. We'll grab that, and we'll hope that he's not supering right away. Maybe we'll get lucky and he'll super the Cell in the second slot. Oof, yeah, he's still hitting real hard.
Gonna go all out.
Yeah, we may still be dead here. Oof. Yeah, I mean, I knew there was type disadvantage with that, but I thought he'd be fine with all the key spheres we picked up. I need you to do more supers, buddy. Nope, okay. Yeah, man, I think the new Cell's good. I keep getting a little too focused on this new STR Cell just because he's the new shiny, right? But focused, thinking about the AGL Cell, he's performed extremely well. Honestly, I think maybe even better than the Goku Gohan, at least from my experience of using him so far. Using both those units, I think this Cell has done really well for me. So I'm leaning geared a little bit more towards this Cell maybe being better. Alright, 18. Thanks. That doesn't matter, whatever. Yeah, so Cell did great. Cell's what we were looking at. We weren't looking at 18, we weren't looking at the other guys, we were looking at Cell. So Cell did really well. We're going to jump into one more event and see how he performs.
I'm studying martial arts tournament, the Cell Game. I welcome any and all who think they can beat me. If you dare.
All right, so we're back in it now. We're in the Universal Survival Saga Red Zone here. we got lucky again. We got Cell in that first rotation. So that'll really help us out here. Do we want to keep him up front? Or do we want to try to get this one to take the hit? Yeah, so let's try to do this. I do want to try to see if maybe they'll super right away. And we can pop that revive. Nope, they did not. Okay. That's fine. Because that'll at least afford us a chance to let the first form Cell do some attack, so he can stack up some attack while he builds up to the perfect form. Yeah, so this Bodamageddon is going to be pretty tanky for the first little while, and then we'll be able to start doing some actual damage to him. All right, let's see. Okay, so 24 mil straight out the gate, so that's pretty good. Okay, additional normal. Can we get a super? No, we get another normal. Okay. Well, that kind of stinks. So that kind of threw the groove off a little bit for what could have been. But, you know, again, this game is all RNG based. It's, you know, luck of the draw sometimes. You know, sometimes your guys are going to do exactly what you want them to do and what they can do and their full potential, and then sometimes they're just going to do absolute doo-doo. If you let it bother you too much, you're not going to have fun with this game, man. Because, good lord, are there times that this game has just made me so damn mad by things not going the way they should have. All right, so we're again going to try to see if we can get him to get clapped up. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, I'll say unless he's supering right away, I don't think it's going to happen. That's all right. So we can put that off a little bit longer, which is fine because that affords us to have the revive later when we might actually need it, as opposed to having it too early, right? And kind of screwing ourselves for something harder later on. There you go. Yeah, I don't think we're not gonna get rid of Bodamageddon this turn, but oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Bell said, "You think so? Watch this. Let me just do my thing." Yeah, okay. Okay, so Ribrian's got that attack all going on there. So I think what we're gonna want to do here. So we do have guard. We got the damage reduction right. We do want to test this. This whole thing is about testing out this Cell and seeing how he does put in some pretty crap situations. Put some stress on him and see how he does. So let's see. Okay, she's not super in. And he did dodge, so that's good. Okay, additional normal again. Another additional. Okay, yeah. We're getting real unlucky with those additional normals here. You gonna dodge? Nope. But you tanked it. Tanked it pretty well. Damn, man, we did not get very lucky with those normals. Or with those supers. So, that perfect Cell is not gonna be as much of a hammer as we want him to be. Good dodge. Another good dodge. Okay, so she stunned her, so we'll be fine in the next rotation here. You don't have to worry about her doing anything for AoE's out the gate. So we're safe to put Cell up there. Grab a bunch of rainbows. And then have Kid Buu do his thing. We might be able to kill Rebrand this turn. Depends how many attacks this guy wants to do. Nice. There you go, Cell. Yeah, I mean, I like this Cell too, dude. I do. I think with his kit, he's a little wonky, right? He wants certain team members, but I think this AGL Cell is pretty much exactly what he's looking for. So I think the synergy between these two is going to make them pretty good. Alright, so now definitely gonna pop that.
I suppose that was a good enough warm-up.
Alright, so the AGL Cell has his guard. He's got his chance to dodge. He's got his chance to crit. He's got his damage reduction. Do we want to keep him here and see how he does in slot 1? Or do we want to try to get the other Cell in there and see if he dies and get the revive? Let's see how he does. This is a test. This is a test of him. I gotta keep reminding myself that. This is a test of this Cell and how he does. So, let's keep him in slot 1. I know it's type disadvantage, but... Okay, so 100,000 off of normal. So if he had supered him, he'd be dead. For sure. Okay, good dodge. And another dodge. Okay. Nice. Not getting very lucky with his supers, man. His additional supers. They are not kicking in for me today. Or at least not for this fight. I mean, they did really well in the last fight. This fight, they're not doing anything. Where's your super at, buddy? I know it's coming. I know it's coming. I mean, if you want to save it for the next turn and take out the STR Cell on that turn, sure. Go for it. Yep, alright. Looks like it's coming on this turn. Domain gone, domain return. Alright, so... Yep, we're definitely going to get that. Turn this off. So, let's do this. And this Cell is going to die. He's going to get his revive. And we'll roll right back in the next turn. Or he's not going to die. He's just not going to super him. Okay. Catapressra, are you, you good, bro? Are you good? You scared? No. Hell, you should be now. Did Cell's little taunt in the beginning is if you dare. Get you shaking in your super suit. Alright. Well, that's done. So now we're going to go against Topo. So Topo can be pretty tough. Locked, and he locked. You little... Of course you did. Okay, so... This is still his third turn, so he still has guard. Of course you locked that cell back there, you jackass. Ugh. Hate that shit. Okay, so... I mean, again, this is his showcase. So let's do that. Pick up those. And we'll grab those. Damn, man, I really wanted to keep those cells together. Oh yeah, he's dead. Okay. So yeah, so even... Yeah, he gets hit hard. Yeah, if he doesn't dodge, he gets hit pretty hard. Yeah, so he's still definitely not a slot 1 type unit. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of them. I do want to get the Rage in here. So we're going to try to jump back in. We'll see how he does in the next run through and see if we can get that Rage off and see how hard he can hit with that. Alright, so we're back here now again against Topo. Same. Oh my lord, he sealed him back there. Okay, well, let's see. So Boo. Okay, you got 20% damage reduction. Okay, alright, a team. Another 10%. Before receiving 6 attacks. Yeah, he's already received a bunch of attacks, I think. Yeah. Unarmed super. Is Topo's attack an unarmed super? It is not. It is not an unarmed super. Okay, so we're going to put this cell here. So this is the cell that did, in fact, get the revive off. So he's got the guard, he's got extra damage reduction, and if he's supered, he gets an extra damage reduction. So we'll put this cell here. And I mean, you kind of... Topo, you kind of cuck us for a little showcase of this other cell, but... see if we can get a super here. Yep, okay. So let's see how this STR cell does against this super with the revival buff. Okay, so 200k. That's honestly not bad. Alright, so we get this Dokkan attack off. Yeah, it kind of sucks that that cell's getting rotated off, so we're not going to see him again for a couple turns. If we survive a couple turns. But I mean, so far he's done really well in this run too. Leading up to this point, he's done pretty good. He still wasn't very good with his getting those additional supers off. So that is kind of what's hurting me on this cell. Is you know, he's got the chance to stack, but it's all chance if he actually gets those additionals off or not. Alright, and then Kid Boo is going to do his thing here. And then I am interested to see how much damage this cell can do to him. One thing that's pretty bad here is I think we are raising Topo's attack. So he is going to hit us pretty hard. But he's already super this turn, so we should be fine. Alright, so 39 million. Crit. Nice. There's an additional 41 million. Can we get one more? We cannot. Damn, okay. But he is dodging, so. No, I mean, dude, he's good. He's freaking good. Yeah, I think no matter what, we're dead here. So I think this is going to be the end of it, because I don't think this cell's going to survive the slaps from Topo. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna survive this. No, absolutely not. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's it for that. So the AGL cell, he's good. I do like him. He can get caught in that first slot, even with his guard up, right? Even with his guard, even with his 35% damage reduction, his 400% base stat, attack and defense. I mean, he still can get hit pretty hard. I mean, these events are hard, man. These events, they hit really hard, and then you got those extra little mechanics like the locking, like that kind of stuff, man, that can throw you off. But overall, I think he's good. I think he's exactly what this STR cell needs right now for his team, just to make him a little bit better. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think he's good. I think he's great. He's a great unit. He's a great EZA, and I think he's gonna be around for a while. I think he's a bad boy for sure. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for this video. I give Cell my stamp of approval for his EZA. I think he's gonna be pretty good. I think it's gonna be pretty useful in a lot of events. So yeah, I'm gonna keep playing around with him a little bit and see what all we can do with him, see how good he is in some of the other events. But I think that's gonna do it for today. So if you guys stuck around to the end of the video, thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you. Like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.